Yo, what's good? Welcome back to Fulfillment Key. But honestly, I'm gonna get straight into the video today. What I want to talk about today is basically why you'll never be happy if you don't work for it, right? So let me talk a little bit more about this because I feel like now that with the quarantine, everyone's staying in their houses and everything. I feel like it's really, really important topic to talk about just because, like we're stuck at home and right now is the time for you to be working, for you to be getting on your grind, on your passion, just working on everything. So let me talk about this. So imagine a hypothetical scenario where there's a kid who's super, super well off. Like his parents give him some like penthouse. They live in a penthouse in New York, right? He's got all the cars he wants. He's got pretty much all the girls he wants at school. He's never had to work for anything. Now he's going to college just to please his parents. And when he does eventually get out, he's more confused as to what he wants to do as far as like, what he wants to do as far as his work, what his passion is. He's very lost. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being well off because it's not like you choose how you're born. Some people are born well off, some people are born not well off. And it's really just depends on how you come to be. Like, you don't know where you're gonna be, right? So it's not your fault if you are, and if you are, you just have to understand that people that were born with much less than you are going to be hungrier than you are. So it's going to be harder for you to work for something than someone who, say, was born out of the projects. He has more desire, more hunger, more workforce inside of himself. He has more willpower than you do if you're born well off, or if you're even born in the middle class. And I personally think the middle class is the worst place to be born. Just because you're in between both. You have enough motivation to get some work done, but you don't have enough hunger to be like one of those people that were born with almost nothing, and they work crazy. If you've ever worked with someone who's come up from nothing, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, no, I just wanted to make this video to talk about that for a little bit and just kind of like get into it, because I feel like, like I said, with the quarantine, it's time for you to be getting on your passion. But I feel like this is an interesting point that a lot of people talk about, but they don't really get in depth with. So like I said, if you never work for it, you won't be happy. So if you're, working on your business and you're working at work and you are working and your boss doesn't promote you, in his eyes, you haven't, hit the next level that he wants to see. And if you're working on your business, if you're trying to get other people to work and you're angry that, your expenses are getting higher, then maybe you should do the work, It's things like this. And again, these are just hypothetical scenarios, but the moral and the message of this video is, just to work, take this quarantine time to actually do stuff, to actually work and work towards your passion, your dream, your project, whatever it is you're working on, or learn a new skill. Just do something productive, because, we're all stuck here. And I know I took this video from why if you never work for it, you won't be happy. Like, that's kind of what this video is about, right? I don't know exactly what the title is going to be, but if you don't work for it, you won't be happy. I know I took this into the quarantine, but that's kind of the connection I wanted to make. If you don't work for it, you won't be happy. Instead of looking at what other people have and what you don't have, why don't you, work for it and then kind of see where it takes you, and then you'll eventually be happier with something that came about from the work. For example, before I end this video, I want to say, hypothetically, let's say that you wanted a car, right? All you had to do to get the car was just go to the dealership, and your dad would just hand you the checkbook and you buy the car. Now, you'll be happy for the first couple of days, and then after that, it'll wear off, right? Because, it was really easy. You didn't have to work that much to get that car, right? Versus if you work for the car, or you work for the house. Like, say your dad gives you a house, same scenario, or your dad gives you something, or like you're just handed something for your lottery winner, for example. There's so many scenarios. Versus if you work your butt off, you start a business, or you work at a job for 10 years and you finally get your dream car, you finally get your dream house, you finally take your dream vacation. You see how much more fulfilling it's going to be? And I know you can't see it right now, but I encourage you to do one of those three things, or, do something you've always wanted to do that requires a lot of work for you to get there, and then see how happy you are after that. Because when you're working towards something, you will be happy. But yeah, the message of this video is just to be productive during this quarantine. Be safe. Keep yourself occupied, because I feel like if you're not occupied, then your mind gets time to, destroy itself. And try to limit the dopamine. Don't use too much social media. If you don't have anything to do, find a skill you want to learn. I know a lot of skill websites that are teaching skills, or they have people teaching skills, are now doing a lot of discounts, so that's also interesting. But yeah, if you guys like this video, you guys want to see more content, I'll be doing more quarantine videos because, I got time. Why not? Subscribe and like the video. And comment what you guys want to see next. Or if you guys have any questions you guys want me to answer, I'm always here to answer them. So, yeah, you guys have a happy quarantine. Take care. And work on your passion. Later.